27 on Sirius XM. A lot to cover. 125, that's what we start with. The countdown. 125 days into the most important election of our lives. This is Judgment Day for our nation. The choice between Trump's values or American values. And it is up to us. And every day, Donald Trump gives us a reason to stay angry. Today, he's given us a bunch of reasons. It's been unreal. Trump clearly has no answer for the COVID-19 deadly pandemic. So now he's tilting full speed ahead to white supremacy. And I'm not exaggerating. He's literally pushing, I would say, and I'm not being hyperbolic, pushing for racial violence. So he can be seen as the great white savior to many people in the white community. I hate to even say that. It's dangerous, and innocent people will get hurt if he gets his way. Let's hope he doesn't. But look at COVID-19. It's getting worse by the day. In the last 14 days, according to the New York Times, we've seen an increase of 82% in confirmed new cases. 82%. We have over 40,000 confirmed cases in the last day, the second highest in this entire pandemic. Dr. Fauci yesterday said we might have 100,000 new cases a day coming up in the future. That's double, more than double what we have today. And things are getting bad across the country. They're closing down things that had been open. And you've got lines in the Sun Belt states, this is breaking news a short time ago, stretching for miles as they're still desperate for testing equipment, desperate for material and medical supplies the Trump administration has failed to provide. He's failed to use the Defense Production Act. And here we are, months into this. And what does Trump say today? And I'll play the clip on my show because it just happened. I'm not kidding. Donald Trump said today, the virus at some point will just disappear. It'll just disappear. Sounds familiar. He said the same thing on February 10th. He says the virus will go away with the heat in April. February 28th said it's going to disappear. On March 10th, he said it will just go away. Here we are months later, over 130,000 of our fellow Americans dead. Has it just gone away? Wishing for a miracle is not a strategy for the leader of our nation. Some guy in a bar want to yell out, it's just going to go away. Who cares? This is how bad he is doing, Donald Trump. And he is being backed up by his GOP minions in the press. And of course, his press spokesperson, Kylie McEnany, today said, when asked about this, just going to disappear, she said, the president is confident that it will just disappear, adding, we know that there are embers out there, embers of COVID-19. We have cases, states now that have the highest number of COVID cases in this entire pandemic. But there's Kylie McEnany, embers. We've all heard of Baghdad Bob. That was Saddam Hussein's press secretary. Well, Trump's got his own version. We call her Baghdad Barbie. That's who Kylie McEnany is, Baghdad Barbie. It is unreal. Last night, Donald Trump's favorite channel, Fox News, was smearing Dr. Fauci. Laura Ingraham was on there saying he's actually now part of the Biden campaign. Why? Because he's simply warning us of how to stay safe for our families, for our loved ones, for our friends. And then they had on Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick from Texas smearing Dr. Fauci with lies again. So what a great job they're doing in Texas compared to New York. Texas yesterday had 7,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 59 deaths. What do we have in New York? We have 555 new cases and only 10 deaths. You're doing a great job, Texas. You're doing a horrible job. You're led by an incompetent Republican governor who's more concerned with making Donald Trump happy than with protecting the people in his state. These people should be charged with crimes. They should be charged with manslaughter. And I said that as an attorney, full well understanding how hard it would be to convict them. But they know the risk, and they intentionally disregard a substantial risk of serious bodily injury or death. And they do it for political reasons. It is despicable. This is the GOP today. And what has Donald Trump done in the last 24 hours besides wishing for a miracle? He has pivoted, and again, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'll play clips on my show today. Full white supremacy. Last night, in the middle of new record cases, he's tweeting he's not going to sign the military defense budget because in it, it's going to rename military bases that are currently named after Confederate generals. So he's not going to fund our military because that's how much he loves Confederate military leaders who fought in the name of white supremacy, who fought to preserve the ultimate expression of white supremacy, slavery. And there's Trump. I wish Trump cared more about our troops and less about Confederate leaders, but he doesn't. Then, today, Donald Trump smears Black Lives Matter. He literally calls Black Lives Matter a symbol of hate. Exact words in the tweet, not exaggerating. He called Black Lives Matter a symbol of hate. And where is the response of the GOP leaders? Exactly. You can't hear them. They're silent. They're silent because deep down, I think they agree. I mean, there's a reason why there are 35 Black members of Congress. 53 are Democrats. Only 2 Republicans. And one of those 2, Will Hurd, is retiring this year because he's had enough. The GOP will be down to 1 Black elected official come January, barring some stunning victory by somewhere. Out of 535 members of Congress, 1 will be a Black Republican. This is not a political party. It's a racial movement. And Donald Trump is not just the leader of the GOP. He is their grand wizard. Donald Trump is leading a party of bigots and racists. Are there some good Republicans? I'm sure there are. But your silence to us means you're at least complicit, if not on board for the ride. So if you don't start speaking up, we're going to assume you're all on board with it. And that's where we are right now. And no one should be surprised Donald Trump's going full white supremacist. Because let's be blunt. What else does he have to run on? I'm not kidding. The economy's in shambles. Unemployment is the highest since the Great Depression. And yes, it'll go down slowly, but according to the Congressional Research Service, the CRS, which is nonpartisan, Congressional Research Service, it'll stay over 10% at the end of the year. That's higher than the peak of the Great Recession. We are formally in a recession right now. Consumer confidence is down. COVID-19, Donald Trump has failed that, so we can't talk about handling that. Remember, build a wall, Mexico's going to pay for it? Well, first, there's no wall, and second, Mexico's not paying for the little bit of the wall that Trump took our money. China trade deal didn't happen. North Korea peace deal, nothing. He's got nothing. That's what makes it so scary. I'm not exaggerating. This is scary. Trump has nothing to run on but white identity politics. And that means we are in for the most dark period of the modern day era than we've ever seen in an election between now and November 3rd. That's the reality. There's no way to shake it. So we've got a great show, some great guests to break it all down, including Congressman Joe Kennedy from Massachusetts, going to join us live. Elie Mystal, great guy, is going to join us, correspondent for the Nation. Has some great articles about touch on a lot of legal issues and more. Again, my show is live 6 to 9 p.m. Sirius XM, channel 127. Again, I say every night, if you don't have Sirius XM, go to the website. There's free subscriptions, free trial. Check it out. Let me close by saying this, what I say in my show every day. Stay angry. Let me add, stay strong. Because Trump's going to test our will. He's going to test our capability to deal with this election. He's going to make it harder for us to vote. He's going to inspire racial violence because he can't win without it. So stay angry and stay strong, my brothers and sisters. See you on the show tonight, 6 to 9 p.m. Better yet, call in, be a part of the conversation. Love to hear from you.